cognizant that he's that close to a triple-double?
I was not. Sometimes I am, but until he said that to me, walking off the court. He just said it, so I heard him, but I did not realize that.
How well do him and Lance play off of each other, and
Right.
just having kind of the offensive, defensive perspective of those two guys?
Right. You see Lance's ability to pressure the basketball and how that really helps us. And then you see, when Braden, pushes the ball and finds him, whether he's shooting it or he's driving the ball, like made just a huge play in that first half when we advanced it to him and he just went and got a layup right away. And you got to have, whether that's dominating the offensive glass or it's attacking in transition, you have to have something where you steal points. You just can't always play against a set defense in the half court. But no, they obviously, I thought Lance had a really good game on both ends of the court, and then Braden obviously, with 11 assists, that was big time.
Matt, late in the first half, you guys had a big lead, and then it kind of stalled out towards the end. They got on the offensive glass.
Right.
Is there anything you saw that you guys were doing that?
Yeah, just, breakdowns defensively. We tried to explain, how good Riley Minix was, and I thought he had his way with us there in the first half. We did a better job in the second half, but he still missed a couple wide open threes that just didn't go down for him. But I thought, their ability to get on the glass right there and then just capitalize when we broke down. Like we had way too many breakdowns on the defensive end.
Hey, Matt, talk about Lance's personality, how he fits in. He's kind of the new guy, but seems to be blending really well with this group.
Yeah, he's he's been through it, so he's competed, and I think more than anything, it's easier to adjust when your strengths are something that we need. And obviously his quickness and his ability to guard and his ability to use his dribble, and then anytime you can knock down open shots, that really helps us. But especially with Zach, just the balance of that. When people give Zach so much attention, you got to put people out there that are confident and be able to knock down some shots.
Had a couple of examples of Trey and Zach working pretty well together offensively. Is that kind of what you envisioned when you decided to put them together more?
Yeah, just the attention that Zach gets and allows him to kind of roam free there, whether that's a one-on-one play for Trey in the post or getting rebounds. But I think a lot, Mason's always been really good at that. Caleb's always been really good at those dives. Seems like he's got a knack for, diving and being in the right spot when Zach gets doubled. Trey's more of a post-up guy than those guys, and so we got a traditional high-low there in the first half. But I thought Trey was aggressive, and I thought he did a really good job there. But I think all three of those guys are really going to help us. We just you got to be able to get productive minutes without playing 30 minutes, right? And that's where each of them's got to kind of find that kind of that soft spot in terms of being productive, but also understanding there's going to be games they play 25 minutes, there's going to be games they play 15 minutes. It just is going to depend on how they play and our opponent and how things are unraveling.
As we've seen from your team the last few years, that when the three ball goes in, you're humming along. But you had a 15-minute stretch today where you didn't hit a three. Mm-hmm. What did you see out of your club then during that stretch that can serve as some experience as you move forward through this season?
Right. Well, I thought in the first half we had a chance to put the game away, and we didn't. And a lot of that had to do with them. A lot of it had to do with Minix and the way he played in that first half. But, we hung in there. I thought the start of the second half, they got a quick timeout, but I thought our pressure, I thought Lance, did some really good things in that mix. And we were able to score in transition to start the second half. I thought that was huge. We got 3 baskets in a row before that timeout, and they're all transition baskets. But that's who you're going to become, is when things don't go clean or you're not making shots, can you still make plays and score the ball in different ways and get to the free throw line, get layups, get in the paint, and then just stay with it and believe in yourself when some shots aren't going down. Just keep taking good ones.
Not having Ethan tonight, did that change how you used or how much you used Lance?
It's hypothetical, noob. I don't know. I go into it with a thing, but I just go off of feel. I normally, if I don't sit there and script it.
So you didn't have to take Lance out sooner than you would when you had
Yeah, I'm still working through it, to be honest with you. I kind of wait. I see who gets a foul, who doesn't get a foul, who's tired, who's not tired. I got to get Braden at some point, right, and get him that break. And I've done it around the 12-minute mark, and then I get Lance out, and then I get Lance back in at the 12-minute mark. Then I normally come back with Braden around the 9-10-minute mark, and either for Lance or I sub and Lance stays. But it's hypothetical. It's like, it's a tough deal because you get, when you have Miles and you have Cam there, and then you have Ethan there, and then those guys, the three guards that start, like you would want a better blend how you start, so it'd be easier to sub, and it's a lot of the same starting, and then it's a lot of the same coming off the bench, if that makes any sense. So if you played their team off the bench, like they would be missing that lead guard. That they need so that one of those guys has to stay. So it just kind of depends. And then once again, when he's here, that's 6 guards, and that's tough for me. Yeah, that's really hard. And so we try to do it, and we try to hang in there with it. But most of the times we get to where we play 5 guards.
Hey, Coach, Cam Heidi at one point in the second half was put on Riley Minix. Is that more of Ethan being out sick tonight, or is that something that you think Cam can do as a perimeter defender on a primary scorer like that?
Yeah, well, they also put Eddie Ricks as a 3 or Riley Minix as a 3, however you want to call that. So when they did that, we just put our 4 on Ricks, and then we put our 3 there just because of his mobility and his be able to score. So I think Cam's going to be able to guard a lot of different people. Going to have to just keep learning kind of the nuances and the differences in styles when you play different people. But I think he's really the way he's interchangeable. I think he can guard like a big point. I think he can guard 4 men. So then obviously he's going to have to guard a lot of 2-3s.
Just the way you've started defensively these first 2 games, does that speak to this team being pretty attentive defensively from what you've seen so far?
I think they're just all right defensively. I know we've done better, but I think like tonight we had a lot of breakdowns, and they just didn't, they got good shots, they just didn't make them, for whatever reason. So I think we got to clean things up. I didn't think our box outs were very good. We out-rebounded them by 7. They got 12 offensive rebounds. Other night they had 14, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, I think we got a lot of room for improvement on the defensive end and rebounding. Cool. Thank you.